Wow, this is wonderful. It is so great to be back. Hello everyone, this is Too Clever Mafia. Back here live again, and this is our Season 2 intro episode. It's actually our first season of just a podcast. Those of you who have familiarized yourself with our YouTube videos. Unfortunately, I was told I have a face for radio. So I said, well, we're going to go with it. I'm going to go and do my best with it. So we've got a lot of great things in store for you today. We whole new format. We've got a new team. I have AJ, who is a producer, or executive producer. I guess he's a regular producer, maybe a writer, what have you. He is in my ear and in the control room. So we're here in the podcast studios, the Too Clever Mafia podcast studios. And we still working out the kinks in the sound room. I hear a clicking of a clock, which is on the wall, counting down the seconds remaining in my... And is that a cat? I hear a cat in my ear. Is it, AJ, is that a cat? It's a cat. Well, apparently there's a stray cat that has wandered onto the premises. We will have that taken care of. So we got some great new things in store for you. We have the daily dose of cleverness, which we will kind of a quote of the day. We'll see how that works out and how long it goes on for. We have our sponsors brought to you. I can't really read this with my glasses here. Oh boy, I think I forgot my glasses at home. I'm going to try to read this here. It says, brought to you by my Kesha. Kesha, I believe that is. Kesha's a pop artist. Wow, that's great. Our first show, AJ, is a major artist is going to. It's kind of. Is she a guest or? But that's great. That's great. Wait, what? Hold on, let me finish here. So it says here, yeah, I once saw her sing a song, Wagon Wheel, with, I don't know, that group that took Bob Dylan's chorus and threw in some of their own words, but, no one knows the chorus, and that's what people remember. Bob Dylan should have kept it, kept it and ran with it, but, I really like that guy from Hootie and the Blowfish, Darius Rucker. He killed the Wagon Wheel song. He definitely did. Wait, what? What? AJ, this isn't going to work if you keep talking in my ear. Oh, okay. Today's show was not brought to you by Kesha. My apologies. Kesha, my apologies. Apparently it actually... Here's that cat again. It actually reads my cash. Kind of a strange insert there, and apparently there is no sponsor for this week. It's me paying for it, so wow. Well, that's disheartening. Anyway, so it has been a while since we last spoke, and I have given up my pipe. I don't smoke anymore, and okay, I will elaborate, AJ. Water pipe. What? Okay, already. I was... what? Is that the person trying to find the cat? I don't know what's going on. Anyway, assume a picture of a corn cob pipe in your head. Make that connection however you wish. And I used to smoke basically water in my YouTube videos. I gave up tobacco long time ago. And I smoke nothing else. No vapors, no illegal or legal, depending on where you are, organic matter. But I believe it has helped me. It helps me. I believe I speak younger now. My voice is a little bit clearer. I don't cough as much, which is good. because, from what I'm told, younger sounding voice will appeal to a younger audience, which matters to me not that way or this way. It doesn't make a difference. So we're going to jump right in it today. We're going to start off with our daily dose of cleverness section. And on a serious note, I really would like to start off by thanking all the doctors and nurses and everybody that works in our medical system here in the United States. They are doing a tremendous job helping people, strangers who, it's really something we cannot even put a quantitative factor on. But their support and their helping us heal and saving people in this tough time we're in right now. I just want to say thank you. I mean, I could go on forever, but it's never. It's not an amount of appreciation that I can even put a number on, but across the board, it's very, very. It's a great thing, and some great people out there who are selflessly helping others, and I just want to say thank you to that. And that brings us to our daily dose of cleverness topic of the day for this episode. Is going to be the quarantine. Now, I'm not that old to remember the Spanish flu, but I know we're a month or so in on the quarantine here, and I gotta tell you, this is, I don't get out much. I've been practicing unsocial distancing for quite some time, but I can tell you, what just going out to get stores and to get to the stores and to get basic needs, milk and bread and eggs. It's a challenge. It's a challenge, and you go out and you see these folks with their masks on, and it really is. It's a unique time we're in right now, and it's historic. I've never seen anything like it, and hopefully never again. But for what I'm hearing on the news, which, to be honest, I don't dive into it too much. I don't always believe what I hear, but at the end, it is what it is. So, but it's really crazy. I went to the local Costco. I haven't been there in months and months, and you walk in, they give you a little towelette to wipe your shopping cart down, and signs everywhere to remain socially distant and 6 feet apart from everyone. And they actually had plenty of milk and eggs. No toiletries as far as like toilet paper or paper towels. They were out of all of the bleach, all of that stuff they didn't have. But it was amazing to see the people that work there, and they have these big plexiglass shields at the cash registers, and then along the way on the floor they have these the tape to stay 6 apart. It was very well organized. I wish Black Friday was that organized in some of my previous videos. Some of the craziness and the madness on Black Friday was as well thought out, and I really feel a lot of businesses are going to learn a lot on how to operate and really be successful. In these challenges, a lot of good is going to come out of it in the end, and it'll be fun to see. It'll be fun to live through and see some of these changes when the stay-at-home orders are lifted and throughout the country, and what people are going to do. I know in some countries they're running through the streets, and I don't know how quickly I'd be ready to go back to a movie or anything like that. But it'd be nice to just go out shopping again. And if you're wondering if I had a mask on, of course, you can't go in any local establishment unless you have a mask of some sort. But yeah, it was really great, and they they scan your membership card through the plexiglass. They scan everything, and the lady was very friendly and very happy to be there. And hard workers, very essential employees that are distributing food and within all of the stores that are still open to help support the citizens of the country and get us the things that we need. So yeah, and it was a almost it was a very enlightening experience. It was very enlightening to go there and see that. But I will tell you a couple of things. First, so I think it was last week. I went to I'm trying to save my canned goods because you can't get them in the stores right now. The supplies were good, and then they've gone down. And so I'm trying to save my canned goods, and then so I ordered pizza. Right, I was going to order a couple of pizza pies, normal pizza pies, nothing fancy, and then I go to this place and I order the 2 pizza pies, and it was like $50, I believe, for the 2 pizza pies. And I said to myself, "Wow, that's crazy. It's pizza, you know. It's dough and cheese and bread and sauce, and if you could make it yourself, it probably cost you $3-4 a pie, you know." But the individual restaurant, you couldn't sit in there. They have tables and chairs, but you're not allowed to sit in establishments these days. You have to, you can walk in and order it as long as you have your mask on, but you cannot sit in there. And then the area that you had, you could stand around, but you had to stay 6 feet apart. And this place was not that big. But then what bothered me was they asked for a tip. Now, I've eaten out a couple of times since this has begun, and I went to fancy restaurant chains and picked up in the parking lot where a gentleman carried it out and was very thankful for supporting the local businesses, which I try to do. I've been trying to do. But this particular place, I drove there, and I just said, I'm going to walk in and put my order in, and I put my order beforehand, and I went in to pick it up, and they wanted a tip. Now, I'm a very good tipper generally. I don't believe it's up to me to determine, in this country, in America, to determine the quality of an individual or a service or whether they smile. And I generally tip 20%, unless it's a drastic situation and they're horrible service or something that really gets me annoyed. But for the most part, even slow service or things like that, I still will tip because it's not generally the server's fault. So, but this particular restaurant, and then they handed me a piece of paper to sign. Now, I did not bring my own pen, which I will have going forward. I had my bottle of Purell and my handy wipes and all of that, but I didn't have a pen. And I said to myself, well, I didn't want to sign. They handed me a pen, and I looked at the pen, and I said, "Hello." I said, "I do I need to sign this piece of paper with your pen? Do I keep the pen? I don't know where that pen has been." And they were angry. They were saying, "No, you need to sign it. Here's the pen. Sign this, and there's a section for a gratuity." So I looked back at the person behind the counter. And I said, I'm not really comfortable signing this. If you want to sign it for me, I gladly, but I don't understand why I need to sign this. I ordered it online, I paid for it online, and now I'm picking it up. So no, you need to sign it. Now, like I said earlier, I've went to other establishments and restaurants and picked up the food, and I didn't want to give cash because of the situation, so I pre-tipped the folk and thanked them very much for their help and their service during these tough times. But this particular restaurant, I said, I'm not comfortable signing it, and if you don't want to give me my pizza, then you can keep it.
Wow.
Give it to someone else, eat it yourself, or accept the fact that I've paid you and moving on. So then she looked back. I believe it might have been a manager or somebody behind her, and it was a small little place, and there's probably 4 or 5 people working behind the counter. And the gentleman behind her motioned. He must have been in charge. I've never gone to this place before, but I figured I'd give it a shot. And the gentleman motioned to say, okay, move forward. You don't have to. He doesn't have to sign. And she's like, okay. So she turns around to me. Now she wants me to say, okay, but how much tip do you want to leave? I'll fill it in. I said, no, thank you. I said, I don't believe, was there anything that you've done that was above and beyond what your normal position here was? Aside from making me feel uncomfortable, handing me one of your dirty pen and writing utensils, it wasn't good. So that was that. I took my pizza and I went home. Now, if that was the only incident I had this week, it wouldn't be a big deal. But like I said, I'm trying to conserve my canned goods, and I went to a local burger place. I will call it Mix Something. Okay, we'll leave it at that. So I go to the drive-thru, and I have my grandkids with me. 3 of them live with me, just so you know. It's not a social distancing, and I know you're not supposed to interact with other folk. Excuse me, I just needed a drink of my beverage there. But, so, I tell my grandkids, they've been staying with me for some time. Basically, they're home from college. They're older. But they live in Mr. tooclevermafia's basement at this point. But anyway, that's a whole nother episode. So, I go to this burger place and drive through. I get everybody's order and what kind of drinks they want and the whole shebang. But we go and I order the big sandwiches that they have on the menu. All right, so we get 3 orders of the big sandwich meals, and then Mrs. Mafia, who was also with us, very petite. She wanted a little cheeseburger, a little small one. So we order all the food at the window. We drive around, and the first person there, Mrs. Mafia says, hey, I have a coupon. It's you buy one item, you get one free. Now she got this coupon by filling out a survey that was on the back of a receipt, right? So she fills out the survey and she writes this little code, and then we've used it before, no problem. Lovely lady at the first window, who we've seen quite often, expects it almost of us. Because we critique our service, we critique, they ask you certain questions, but mainly we're doing it for the coupon. So, what's this, AJ? Okay, AJ's telling me to reference something else. Okay, we'll do that shortly. So anyway, AJ, you definitely threw me off track once again. We will have to talk about your timing, AJ. But anyway, so we go to the first window, and the manager comes because they have to approve this coupon as we hand it to them. Through the plexiglass, by the way, the Mick Place will say. Almost slipped there. Has a plexiglass window now in front, and it's only like a foot below the bottom that they can hand stuff through underneath. So, and hand her the coupon. The manager starts giving me the business, and she says, hello, we don't usually take these coupons because you have value meals. And, I said, well, no, I want an extra cheeseburger because it's buy one, get one free. We didn't I'm not looking for a meal because we know those don't qualify. Your bundles or values or whatever you call them. I just an extra $1 cheeseburger. Well, this stuff is not cheap. It was probably $40 for my tab to begin with. So basically $1 cheeseburger off the coupon. Not something they shouldn't be complaining about. But she gives me the business. She gives me the business. And I was going to say, don't you know who I am? I'm Too Clever Mafia, and I'm more than likely going to tell everyone about this that will listen. But I didn't. So then we go. She finally says, I explained to her, we've done that before. Why are you giving him a hard time? And I eased back a bit, knowing they're an essential employee, and I didn't want to really, they're doing a service as well. So they take the coupon, the $1 plus tax off, and we drive up to the next window to get our food. Now we go up to the next window to get our food. They give us the bags. Now, Mrs. Mafia is in the passenger side, right? And there's 3, my truck. I have a little SUV. And my 3 grandsons are in the back. So, and they got the 3 meals. And like I said, if you're following along, they got 4 items, basically. The meals, and if you count them, and the sodas and all. So they hand me the sodas. We put them in the back. Give them to one of my grandsons. And we we look through the bag. Mrs. Mafia cannot find the cheeseburger. The 2 cheeseburger, the extra one. Her cheeseburger was in there. And I think she might have even gotten a small fry, actually. But her cheeseburger was in there. But the free one, which made the fuss at the last window, they made the fuss about, is not in there. So now there's a different person in front of me, and I say, excuse me, miss. We're missing a cheeseburger. Now, they've already handed the bags through the car. My wife's got them in the passenger seat. And they say, what do you mean? It's in the bag. And I say, no, look. I hold the bags up to the window. I show them in. It was very simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was all we have. A couple of French fries in there. Sodas were in the back seat. So now, I'm looking at her. She's got a black mask on. I can only see, her eyes, because she has got a Mick hat on, and her black mask. And there's a piece of plexiglass about 2 feet across the window that's glued on the outside somehow, the sliding window that normally opens. So when it opens, she's still behind the glass. And then, like I said, there's about 2 feet or so below the bottom of the glass. So she puts her hand through and says, well, give me the food back and I'll look through the bags. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. My food is now in my car. Okay, we're all healthy. But my food is in my car. You want to take this food back into your store, rummage through it, because you don't believe us that we're missing the $1 cheeseburger. And then are you either going to hand me the bags back again, or are you going to go make the $1? I'm like, miss, just give me the $1 cheeseburger that I paid for. Now, she shakes her head. She's disgusted. She's like, just pull up then. Just pull up, she tells me. Pull up where? I'm in the drive-thru. If I leave this position, I am now further in the drive. I'm in the parking lot. So we go back. And then she's like, just pull up. She's shouting at me. And I'm like, miss, there's no need to shout. I hear you perfectly fine. You don't have a huge barrier between the two of us. I hear you. Just provide me with my cheeseburger. That's all I want. So, I'm waiting. You have to pull up. They'll bring it out to you. So, my wife doesn't want to start a fuss, and she kind of motions, well, Clever, just go. Just wait. Let's go wait. So I pull up. I have to wait next to a garbage can now, right? So I pull up. I wait a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes go by. I'm like, what are they doing? This is ridiculous. It's 1 cheeseburger. And it was off hours too, by the way. It wasn't a busy rush lunchtime. It was... And someone else, now a third person, brings out my cheeseburger in a separate bag and hands it to me and says, have a nice day. And I say, okay, you too. And we take the cheeseburger home. All the food comes home. We don't eat in the car. And then we come home, and then I put it on the table. And I say, I'm not wondering if we should even eat this cheeseburger at this point. The aggravation and the stress that me ordering with a coupon and wanting to get the food that I paid for, I didn't feel... I thought they might have done something to my cheeseburger. So I gave Mrs. Mafia the good cheeseburger, and I put the other cheeseburger aside. The extra one. And then, ultimately, I fed the cheeseburger to the dog. I wasn't going to eat that cheeseburger. But this isn't the first time I've had a problem, and I really feel in my last experiences that are going out, fast food restaurants, no more. Pizza places, not going to happen. Too many problems. I'll stick with going to the big food stores and cooking my own meals at this point, or even a couple of the big local chain restaurants. Very good. They have bundles and prepares, and one place had $20 for a tray of chicken nuggets, and my grandkids they destroyed it, but in minutes. But it was like a scene from a movie where the just hand it to them. I see them from the back, and stuff is flying up in the air, and bits of chicken are hitting my wall, and it was crazy. But yeah, so figured I'd share that with you, and not had much of good experience. And I know people are stressed, and I know the times are tough, and I don't expect people to go above and beyond. I do expect a certain level of just doing the job that they're paid to do, that they've decided to do. And that's all my expectations are, really, in this time of and I've met wonderful people. I must say, on the other end of it, some wonderful people are out there working the cash registers at the different stores, and the great personalities. They're and what they're putting themselves through, and the risks that they're taking for such little pay. It's amazing, and I can't say enough about those workers and what's going on. But that's our daily dose of cleverness today, and that's all I'm going to say about that. And we're going to take a little commercial break, and we'll be back shortly. So hello, welcome back. Whew, I'm glad I got that off my chest. Anyway, the next thing we're going to talk about involves the internet. Now, this is a segment we're going to do quite often, but it's I tried to come up with a better, more interesting title, but best way I can put it is it's going to be considered it's stupid pictures where you see on the internet, and what is that? What's going on there? Is it 2 of those or 4 of that? Or, wow, I didn't know they had 6 of those, or whatever it might be. But today's stupid picture is brought to you by the internet search engine. So the internet search engine has come up with a picture of a man. Now I'm going to describe this the best I can, but it's a picture of a man in a store, probably like a big box store, like a food store of some sort. He's standing there with a shopping cart. Now, you may have seen this picture. He's standing there pushing a shopping cart, and he has gloves on. However, he's apparently trying to get one of the gloves off with his teeth. Now, he's standing there. He's got one hand on the shopping cart, and the other hand up at his mouth, with a piece of the glove in his mouth, the fingertip, it looks like. And he's trying to pull off the glove. That's the still. That's really what it is. Well, now, I saw this picture, and I thought to myself, wow. Now, not everyone is a doctor or nurse who understands some of the practices involved in disinfecting and cleaning and keeping yourself clean. And it's a big world out there. But the gentleman made a decision to put these gloves on to keep his hands away from touching the germs. Now, the whole glove thing, We'll talk about that in a moment, but I don't agree with it fully. But he puts these gloves on. The idea, I would imagine, would be so he doesn't touch anything dirty, and then takes them off, disposes of them, hopefully properly. Not looking at this man, I think he has no clue. And then he takes them off and he disposes of them, and that's the end of the germs, right? But so if you walk it through, he's touched this shopping cart, which he feels is dirty, which may very well be. And, I am a big fan of suggesting that these shopping carts are dirty and should be cleaned. But he touches them with a glove, and then he walks around the store touching the boxes and any germs that were on the shopping cart, now on all the boxes he touched. And then back and forth, back and forth. Don't know if this man touched his face anywhere in between, because if he does, now all the germs that are on his glove are now on his face and eventually in his mouth. And then he gets sick, which defeats his idea, I guess, of why he's wearing the gloves. And he goes to take it off. I'm guessing, it looks to me like, and this is just my observation, it looks like he might be getting up to the checkout line and needs to get his wallet. But he goes to take the glove off with his mouth. So, don't understand what people are thinking sometimes. I don't understand why people would do a measure like that and then not follow through with it. But definitely cause for thought. And we're just going to call this a stupid picture. And that's going to be our segment. But this is definitely one that I wanted to do right away. And considering what's going on in the world today. But I will get into gloves real quick. This is my idea with the gloves, right? Gloves are, they're good for surgeons, right? They're trained. Doctors and nurses are trained to take their gloves off and on properly, washing their hands thoroughly underneath and disposing them. But I believe washing your hands is and this is, I'm not a doctor of any type of medical degree, even though I've been called doctor and I have some other degrees. We'll talk about that. But I don't feel wearing the gloves. I mean, unless you have some sort of open cuts or something, but I don't even know. Again, this is my 2 cents, if you will. But wearing gloves just is the same. I mean, wash your hands, don't touch your face, use the Purell if you have it, and move on. That's just what I have to say about that. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back once again. And wow, I gotta say, Jay, some of this music you have on these intros is really making me shuffle my feet, so to speak. But some great stuff here. So we're gonna try another new segment here called "What's Trending on Twitter." And I'm going to try to log in here, see if I can figure this out. And we're gonna see what's trending on Twitter. So we're going to basically speak about the top trending item on Twitter. And I'm going to give my too clever opinion, if you will. So, okay, so the top trending on Twitter. Here it is. Let me look at my phone. Right now, this is just at this time. What is this? Top trending says Cash App, hashtag, sorry. Thank you, AJ. Hashtag Cash App in bio. So that's the top trending. What does that mean? Okay, so I clicked on it here, and it gives me a list of all the top one. Cash App in bio. Looks like it's a lot of people trying to sell stuff. So, well, that was uneventful. What's that, AJ? Oh, switch. Okay, so that's the trending, I believe, hashtag. So he said press the news button. News button here. Okay, this says top trending news right now. Oh boy, AJ, this is going to get political real fast. So it says former Trump lawyer Michael Cohen is getting released to home confinement. Now, like I said earlier, I don't really follow the news, so I'm guessing that's his lawyer Why is that a top story on Twitter? I don't know. I guess people have some really strong opinions either way about that type of situation. But we will... let's see. If I click over here, we have top trending on sports. Let's see. What's number sport? Well, there is no sports right now, right? So nothing is really going on. Don't know really there anything going on there. It was just a bunch of jibber jabber. Oh, here's something here. Under fun, under Twitter, it says, the quarantine mustache is the boy version of cutting your own bangs. Okay. Well, that was posted by a Cosmopolitan, it says here. So what I will do, if I can figure it out, I will definitely share that to our Twitter feed. So if anybody would like to read, we'll retweet this item here. Let's see if I go. I'm been pretty good at this here. So I retweeted it. I'm not going to like it because I haven't really read into it yet. This is all on the fly, but it'll be posted on our Twitter page for your Twittering enjoyment, tweeting, whatever the possessive noun is for it. But, so that's a new segment. I think AJ, I think this one's going to go in the trash. I don't see much excitement or news having to do with... I know people like Twitter, AJ, but this is a radio show, so I cannot show it to them, and he's still arguing with me, folks. So, anyway, that would be our segment. That's all I got for the What's Trending on Twitter segment. We'll be right back. AJ, we need to talk. Okay, welcome back again. Thank you, AJ, for a lovely intro to our final segment here. We're going to finish up and hope everyone had a great time today. And we've got some great segments coming your way. The Trending on Twitter segment. I don't know if that's going to return. But anyway, I'd like to thank all of you for listening. Once again, I like to say thank you to all my Mafians out there. And if there's anything particular you'd like me to discuss, feel free to drop me a tweet. We're on Insta and Facebook. Pretty easy to find. It's tooclevermafia on all of the platforms. It's TOOCLEVERMAFIA, Too Clever Mafia, at Too Clever Mafia on all of the platforms. And we really appreciate you following us on all the platforms as well. We're on YouTube too also. I forgot same thing. Too Clever Mafia, TOO. Yeah, I know I'm not going to spell it out again, but the number 2 has been used in the past, and we're TOO Clever Mafia. So not to be confused with our season 1 on YouTube, which is no longer there from what I understand. So we might actually revamp it and post it on the Too Clever Mafia YouTube, but we'll see. We'll see if we can figure that out. Once we've got to figure out AJ to be able to join in the conversation here, and that. But we'll see if maybe he's not even worthy of that. But so all my Mafians out there, until next time, that's all I have to say about that. Bye-bye.